The market feels crowded, the noise running high. Another new promise, another bold try. Sales feel uncertain, the field's getting thin, and trust is the currency no one can spin. You copy a formula, chase what they've done, but the mimicry game leaves you blending as one. Congruence is louder than any campaign. It's the pulse of alignment that carries your name. Your chart holds the map, your design is the key. When you move with that rhythm, the truth sets you free. So, in times of recession, the way to be found is to stand in your essence and root to the ground. Because markets may wobble, but flow doesn't quit. Let's get into the truth of aligning with it. Allow me to call out the giant purple elephant in the rooms of the online space, which is that sales are shaky right now. Everybody's feeling it. Whatever you were used to in the past, the game has changed. Things are shifting. And there are reasons for this. The market feels oversaturated because, on some level, it is. A certain kind of content and presence is becoming oversaturated because of the introduction of AI. People are able to pump out and automate the scheduling of content in such volume and so quickly that everything is speeding up, and there's just more being put in front of us all the time. If you are someone who is trying to stand out, if you're a business owner that creates content and wants others to see and find and discover you, there is so much more. You're like a needle in a haystack, and the haystack is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Here's the thing. In times like these, copycat strategies won't cut it. Congruence will. When your systems, your strategies, your money flow, and your business design in general actually match who you are, trust becomes inevitable and a magnetic force instead of something that feels off. In this episode, we will explore why oversaturation has led to a full blown trust recession, the copycat trap that drains both sales and self trust, what actually makes people feel safe buying from you. Hint, it is 100% energetic. How congruence in your design shows up louder than any strategy can, and a simple, accessible way to ground your workflow in alignment so trust can grow from the inside out naturally. First things first of this episode was just to name the obvious that not everyone is saying, almost like if we don't say it, it's not true. Like somehow we're going to avoid the reality of it if we don't speak it out loud. But that is that sales are down. Noise is at an all-time high, and oversaturation on a certain level is absolutely everywhere. I mentioned AI as a factor, which absolutely is, but it's also kind of just the perfect storm or alignment, whichever way you want to look at it, of the perfect pieces converging to make this true. Because yes, AI and what it has made possible at scale for anyone is absolutely a factor. And it also came at a time when we were already at a point of riding a wave of online coaches and service providers where there was a time when it was a newer thing. It's not new anymore. There is a wave that happens with the new adoption of something, and we are very much over the crest of that wave. It is not new to create a personal brand, to show up online, to attempt to attract people, to help them just by being you and showing up with your gifts and what you do. And right when that wave was already maybe about to crash, AI just took it absolutely over the edge and made it a full on tsunami explosion of everyone, everywhere, all the time. If you haven't heard that Bo Burnham song, I'm not quite saying it right, but oh my gosh, everything, everywhere, all of the time. That's where we're at. The trust recession, which comes from there being so much more less authentic AI generated content than ever before, that has become such a normal, commonplace thing. But also that it came at the tail end of less innovation, right? It came at a time when there were those innovative front runners, and then there were the wave of imitators that came after. The exponentiation of people doing the same thing the same way because they just iterated on what they saw work with the people that came before them in a similar space. Ultimately, that's what I see as the problem of the trust recession. It's not just an oversaturation. It's the combination of too many voices and not enough congruence. Everything's just starting to sound the same unless it's not. We're going to get into how actually the stage is set. Things are primed for those that are being more authentic and in congruence in their design to stand out more than ever before because the sea of otherwiseness is all so stinking similar. You know what I'm talking about? Like, most of the ads that I see on my social media are people literally advertising the same thing, like how they can get you to 10K months or six-figure years. And the strategies are all so similar. They just blend in. I don't know. Very little stands out to me anymore. I know my ads are different than your ads, but when it comes to online service providers, coaches, consultants, people that help you with your business, I know I'm not coming up with the best examples right now because it really has just dissolved into the background of my awareness. It's really hard to even think about what are those things everybody's saying, but it's rare that something stands out these days, it seems like, in the online advertising space. I want to step out of this introduction of just naming the moment, naming the issue, with the reframe that this instability that's happening right now, whatever challenges you might be facing because of where the marketplace is at right now, is not the end. In fact, it is an invitation to ground deeper, to go beyond just opportunity and what you've seen and know works, and really let your business be a vehicle of deepening your alignment with yourself, with your purpose, with your design, because that shit is magnetic. This brings us into the problem, the true problem, which is the copycat trap, and how enmeshed we are in it right now as a collective business body in the online space, riding the wave of time that we are on right now. That's because the lure of formulas and mimicking of what works for others is so strong. Really, I think this comes full circle to what I said before. Like, that's all people are selling. That's all they're selling is just formulas so that you can do what they did, right? That is the issue. That's the problem. So it's just all of these coaches and consultants that are telling you, hey, this is what worked for me. Let me bring you, like, do it like me, copy me, and you'll find success too. The problem is that's not how it works at this stage. That just makes you blend into that sea of noise because that kind of mimicry just breeds sameness and ultimately invisibility. Enter the connection to the trust recession that we find ourselves in because the impact of so many people just imitating everybody else and everything that you're seeing just looking like an imitation, lacking substance, lacking genuineness, lacking that je ne sais quoi that comes from people really being aligned with their design and the impact that they're designed to make erodes both fulfillment. So there's a shallowness that's happening for the service providers. It's not as fun when you're just mimicking someone else, hoping that it works, and probably having the experience of it not working because that's just the sign of the times. So internally, it erodes your own fulfillment. Externally, it affects the trust of potential leads, customers, clients, and hence the trust recession problem that we find ourselves in. But also, enter the solution, the invitation, the way to not only stand out so that your sales aren't so affected, so that you can still find success in the climate and environment that is today's market, but also so that you can love it again, right? If you are just focused on what is the fix? What's the problem and what's the fix? And oftentimes, unfortunately, that leads us to dig ourselves deeper into that copycat mimicry imitation space as we're like, hey, it's not working. What do I need to tweak to make it work? And we're more vulnerable to other people with their snake oil saying, hey, I have the way, when in reality, their way is probably not going to work out so well as your way. What I found is your astrological design, the cosmic codes, AKA cheat codes in your chart, are truly the key, the way to your success, your fulfillment, your inner game fulfillment, your outer game sales and success. So, how do you shift from copycat chaos into the congruence that we're talking about? Those copycat cycles just pull you further and further from your design, exacerbating your invisibility, making it worse and worse, making it harder and harder to reach your people. That is ultimately at the heart of this trust recession. It's a sea of sameness, of borrowed formulas and rhythms, and ultimately an epidemic of drained energy because people just aren't feeling fulfilled to play the game this way as it is when you are doing it by your design. I want you to imagine what it would be like to structure your week, how you actually spend your time, because time is the most valuable currency. We say attention, but attention is nothing if it's not sustained. Truly, the way that you spend your time, the things that you commit to doing daily or weekly, those are what gain momentum. When you are structuring your time in a way that aligns both with cosmic timing, which for that part, if you're not already, you should absolutely subscribe to my weekly newsletter Love Note that lands on Wednesdays, The Cosmic Current, where I help you to connect those dots of what is happening cosmically in our environment that is creating certain leverage points, opportunities for you as a business owner. But just as importantly as aligning with those global cosmic timing pieces, in fact, more important is being rooted in your unique chart. When we talk about trust, it radiates from that congruence, from that connection with yourself. That's exactly why I created daily planet codes. Y'all, I am so excited about this. It sprang from the need first to just get yourself broken out of the cultural muggle indoctrination of like what Mondays are for, what Tuesdays are for, right? Step one is just to realign yourself with the planetary forces of each day. Super ancient wisdom that will already just make you feel so much more in flow than trying to hustle to start your week on Mondays or not honoring Saturn on the weekend for what Saturday wants to be. There are already such powerful codes in aligning with the planetary days. I've taken it one step further because your relationship with each planet is also unique and different. So step two, that is really like another exponent. It takes you so much deeper into what alignment when it comes to weekly workflow is for you is understanding your unique relationship to each of those planets and how that colors how you're meant to spend Monday or Tuesday or every other day on the week, what you're supposed to focus on, what's going to feel right for you to focus on. Daily Planets Code is a fully customized report generated specifically for you based on your chart and certain shares that you give me around your current relationship with your weekly workflow, with time management, your ideal vision for what that could look like for you, and your business, what you're actually working toward with how you spend your time. We take all of that and we turn it into a fully customized PDF report that shows you exactly how to structure each day of your week, guides you to design a weekly workflow that's designed for you, for your business, for what is going to be optimal flow. It also includes, when you request that plan with the planets guide. So while you're waiting for the personalized report, you take that first step into aligning yourself with the planetary days of the week. And then shortly after, your personalized daily planet codes guide arrives to make it truly yours. This is my most accessible way to start weaving astrological design congruence into your business. You're going to love it. Oh my goodness. This was so cool on the back end for me to design for you. It is truly going to revolutionize the way you spend your time so that you are able to get what you want out of the time that you're spending. Make it more efficient, make it more intentional, and make it feel so much more in flow than anyone else's version of the thing could ever be for you. Whether it's obviously like how the world does it, but also how anyone else does it. No one is designed to spend their time like you are designed to spend yours. You can go request that now so I can start putting it together for you at cosmicb.link/DPC for daily planet codes. That's cosmicb.link/DPC. It says you'll get it within 3 days, but y'all get so excited. You'll probably get it within 24 hours, most likely. Now let's get into what the power of this is, because this is why the tool of astrology is so helpful, is it helps us to map and see and understand what is otherwise unseen. When we're talking about trust as some of the most important energetic currency when it comes to our relationship with other people, our marketing, our client relations, is that trust cannot be manufactured by just mimicking someone else's formula for it. In fact, it is the antithesis of that kind of thing. Trust is something that is felt. It comes from a combination of authenticity and congruence that radiates resonance and so safety to those that come into your field and experience you. That's why astrology is such a powerful tool for this, because it's a mirror of your design, of your energetic design that other people are already feeling from you. Whether or not you're in alignment with your design in how you show up, in how you design your business, in how you spend your time, is a matter of what people are experiencing from you, matching what they're feeling from you anyway. It's a matter of syncing up, of resonance, of matching up. Something just seems off. If somebody is speaking to you about something that doesn't match what you're actually feeling from them, if there's a mismatch between the more visible conscious and the less visible unconscious energetics that you're also experiencing, sometimes you're not even aware of it yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be a very conscious thing to mistrust or distrust someone or something that they're selling you. Sometimes things just feel off and you don't even really realize it consciously, but you sure as shit don't feel inspired to buy what they're selling, right? That comes from a space just as invisible of trust. You know the times when you're like, wow, it just feels right. I can feel like what she's giving voice to, what she's putting words to, I can actually feel coming from her embodied presence. It makes you want to lean in, it makes you want to learn from her. If you're not new here, you know that I'm an Aquarius. And for me, this is everything. Like the discomfort of being out of alignment with my truth and what I really want and who I really am, like feeling like I'm faking it in any way is like death to an Aquarian person. Just remember, we are all surfing the waves of the age of Aquarius. There is a huge background energetic element right now of everything that I'm talking about. It's an interesting paradox to say that it's something that's in focus right now, but like diffuse focus. It's everywhere. It's coloring the lens of everything. How important it is for us to feel the authenticity of somebody and how attractive that is, and how alternatively, how much of a turnoff it is when someone just feels like they're going through the motions or regurgitating something that they heard or learned from somebody else. This is where the true invitation comes for you right now, for your business, to not see this as the fix to a problem, but see this as the silver lining, the actual opportunity of the catalyst of what we're moving through right now. The purpose of the trust recession, which is that your business is your money flow vessel. Yes, making money can be the main reason that you're in business, but if you are not tending the vehicle that's making it in a way that is in alignment, if you don't actually feel like you're thriving from a place of fulfillment, it's all just gonna feel forced anyway. And money isn't everything. Like you would be better off. It feels better. I have had times in my life where I'm not making as much, but I feel even more aligned. Hi, I'm in one right now as I rebuild my business post pivot from the ground up after letting go of my super successful tax practice. Let me tell you how much more successful I feel right now because I am in so much deeper alignment, even though there's less dollars coming in right now. That is the foundation that you want to build from, whether it's your money or your time. So, the invitation is to ground your systems into your design. I like to talk about this as part of my Starline method that should be the starting point for anything. As above, so below. Start with that cosmic, authentic alignment to channel into the building of any foundational structures in your money making business. When you do, that creates a certain kind of stability, unlike any other, that people can sense. It's the difference between systems and structures that feel rigid, that feel like traps, that feel like work, and ones that feel like the divine masculine force of true support, that you can feel held by, that you can feel secure standing atop, and that you can invite other people into that secure place as well. You can emanate that sense of security that invites other people in, also invites financial security into the equation. When that's where you're coming from, when that's what you're anchoring into, any recession, any trust recession, the one that we're in now, becomes an opportunity to embody your congruence more boldly, to root in deeper, to stand out, to be that tall poppy amidst a sea of moss. If you take nothing else away from this episode, I want you to accept that we are in a trust reception. Accept to whatever extent it's affecting you that it is. First, admit it and then embrace it. Let it be the mirror, the catalyst, the opportunity that it's trying to be to show you that what stands out now isn't louder promises. Those are going to have the opposite effect. It's deeper congruence. When your workflow, your money flow, and every aspect of your business design actually fits who you are instead of just some example of what's worked for somebody else, not only does it feel way better for you, but because it feels better for you, other people can feel it too. And they're going to want some of what you're on. That's what creates stability in unstable times, not reaching for the next quick fix or some other person's formula. Rooting deeper into what works for you, letting this be an opportunity to audit and assess. In what ways have I just been going through the motions in some way that someone else taught me? And where can I start to experiment and explore the design of my chart to find ways that are actually designed for me to thrive inside of? That's what makes your work magnetic, and that's what makes it stand out. If you're ready to ground that congruence in a tangible way, the best next step you can take right now is to start at the foundation of how you spend your time. Daily planet codes is what I have created for you to begin by personalizing your relationship with time with this fully custom guide based on you, your design, your business, and your current relationship with time and your weekly workflow, and to align your week with all of those unique pieces that make anything yours at this season of your life and business. It comes with the plan, with the planet's guide as a bonus to tide you over while you're waiting for me to get you your personalized report, but also to break free of the chains of what this world has taught you around the days of the week. Realign with the cosmic wisdom of the planetary days, and then take it further, take it the distance, take it deep within you with your unique relationship to each planet. You can go and request yours at cosmicb.link/DPC. Here's to building trust from the inside out and letting that alignment ripple into every part of your life and business.